Alrighty, the next Hildebrand quest is Truths Untold, given to us by the Hiren woman that was just unmasked. Like, I knew it wasn't Nashu because of a previous cutscene. She was found out relatively quickly by the combination of Godbert, Hildebrand, Briardian. Maybe less Godbert because he doesn't know her as well, but Hildebrand and Briardian did for sure. But it's level 50. We are in the Hustings strip, or Hustings strip, however you want to pronounce it. It's H-U, Sam, Tom, I, Nancy, G, Sam. Is it harder if I do phonetic? Not phonetic. Yeah, phonetic? Yeah. Whatever, don't worry about it. Here we go. Cutscene. She is a brunette, kind of longish hair that goes down maybe to like sternum. Yeah. Seven hells, done in by a muscle-bound muttonhead and his motley troop of mummers. Just who are you? Your resemblance to Miss Ellie is most uncanny, and yet, says Briardian. Consulting Inspector Briardian, once again you fail to measure up to your lofty reputation. Of course we resemble each other. Ellie is, after all, my own flesh and blood, my beloved sister, and my eminently capable partner in crime. Everybody's shocked by this. 1,000 faces I may wear, but only one name do I bear. You can call me Cecy. That's C-E-C-Y. Charlie E, Charlie Y. Charmed, I'm sure. Are you quite alright? Why, you look as if you've seen a ghost. Despite my moniker, I assure you that Ellie and I are no specters. What we are, mind you, are the last living scions of Sildin aristocracy. Bemused, are you? Befuddled to find two sisters behind the mask? Try using your brains once in a while. Every time you encountered the thief, Ellie was standing right in your midst. No, the thief that 4 times stole the show, and those priceless relics, was me. Meanwhile, Ellie hid in plain sight, supplying me with just the knowledge I needed to stay one step ahead of my pursuers, all while spinning the hair-raising tales of my exploits that won the hearts of this nation. We owe a lot to you, truly. Why, without the tales of your hapless attempts to catch me, we never could have risen to these heights of celebrity. Miss Cecy, from a gentleman to a lady, I would ask you one thing and one thing only. Just what is it that you and Miss Ellie hope to accomplish with all of your schemes? Says Hildebrand. Justice! 400 years ago, Uldan dogs reduced our great nation to a nation of zombies. At long last, the cowards that would still justify these foul deeds will suffer the same fate. Wait, the histories say that it was Sildir that turned their own men into zombies, says Briardian. The histories lie, and you work from the shadows, silencing those who would speak the truth. You would have died with your fellows, false arbiter. Oh, I think she was saying that to the female leader of the Brass Blades, whose name I can't remember for a second here. It was Uldar that ordered the creation of that dreadful powder, and wielded it as a weapon against our proud ancestors. The history of your glorious sultanate is built on a lie. What is this madness you speak, woman? Says Godbert. Not madness, truth. The powder in my possession was stolen from the Uldan army 4 centuries ago by one of my ancestors. They say it was his final act of courage in the moments before his leg fell off and his rotting head dropped from his shoulders. This is the truth that the histories don't tell, the truth that this doe-eyed sultan sworn would kill to keep buried deep in the sands of Thanolin. But your time of reckoning is nigh. Oh yes, before long you, and everyone in this rotten nation, will know firsthand the horrors my ancestors knew. Ha 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 ha! And just what do you mean by that? Says Briardian. Oh, how the idiots lap up the stories. A masked crusader for justice, a dashing rebel waging battle against power and authority. Oh, if only they knew. But they will see soon enough, when they're eating each other's brains out on the streets. In the last days before our proud nation was razed to the ground, a band of the final survivors stole a vast quantity of the powder from the Uldan vaults. hiding it away in a secret vault sealed with powerful magics. The sole means by which the vault may be opened by assembling 4 secret relics from Belladia. 4 relics once housed in the royal palace of Silda before the Uldan dogs stole them and claimed them for their own. And so it dawns upon you at last. Yes, even as we speak, Ellie makes for the vault, the 4 relics safely in hand. Just think, one day you'll be able to tell your grandchildren that you were there when zombie powder rained down on Ulda. No, wait, you'll all be dead. Preposterous, says Briardian. Cutscene goes black. And it's kind of like seen from the back of most of us now. And then we're back to Cecy. But first, you, my dear, you will not even have the pleasure of looking upon the last moments of your precious homeland. Let your flesh rot like all of your rotten lies. She says to the female. I think not, Miss Cecy, says Hildebrand as Cecy tries to throw something at the female paladin. He steps in front and takes the hit of the powder. And then turns gray as he falls to his very common pose of face on the ground, butt in the air. Hildebrand, says Briardian. You idiot! Just for once, could you not get in the way? Says Cecy. From the shadows, or from behind a pillar, I suppose, emerges the bald shadow man. Godbert Manderville, I can't even trust your sorry arse to look after him for a day. Oh no, is that his mom? The shadow bald... Oh. Okay. Interesting. Yeah, okay. So, the shadowed bald man did this, like, shadow dash thing. Quick, like, dash, like, quick. And then emerged as a blonde who does not look old enough to be Hildebrand's mother, or Godbert's wife, but a blonde... Like, she had, I'll describe her better when I see her again, but blonde, like, kind of, I think she had 2 ponytails. She had a, like, a small, but still probably pretty heavy and powerful, what I would describe as a cast iron skillet that she had, like, dashed behind Cecy, smacked her in the back of the head. Cecy's knocked out, and Godbert... I knew it! That presence watching over us from the shadows. It was you, my dear wife. Okay, so yeah. And then I didn't get a chance to really describe her again before she just jumped in the air, kind of like disappearing. Godbert looks up where she jumped. She's still in the air, about to come down on him, and does so with the spatula. Cast iron. Sorry, not spatula. Cast iron, like, pan. Now Godbert is, like his son, face down, butt up. And, yeah, this lady is way too young to be Hildebrand's mom. Oh, maybe... Could be stepmom. But, like a white bandage across... White cloth across the breast that could be... like the bra or an undershirt or whatever. A lot of gold rings that are like in the fabric of this red V-neck, maybe vest or jacket or something. Her blonde ponytails, one on each side of the back, turn to red, like midway down, and then are deep fiery red at the tips. Seems to be blushing a little bit for some reason. But, like, also has blonde hair that kind of goes on either side of her face down to, like, mid-neck. That's all we can see so far. Briardian says, Am I to understand that you are Hildebrand's mother? She smiles. So we have Hildebrand, Cecy, and Godbert, all like face down, butt in the air. Gilgamesh chooses this time to walk out behind a pillar after smiling at the scene.
Aye, this is more like it. Hand to hand, skillet to skillet. It's enough to send a warrior's pulse racing. Prepare yourself, Mercy. The time of our final confrontation is nigh.
And Keto is by his side as well. And Keto, sorry. And he rushes me. But Hildebrand's mom smacks him into the nearby wall. So like, kind of like how Hildebrand sometimes his like half of his body is buried in sand or rock or whatever. Half of Gilgamesh's body is embedded in this stone wall nearby. Do you have popotos for brains, you overstuffed buffoon? My beloved boy's been turned into a stinking corpse, if you hadn't bloody noticed. Her name is Julian. Julya Nancy. She looks over to me. You, Mercy or something, wasn't it? Or what? Sorry, was it? I look like, yeah, I guess. What? Am I okay? She got this purple sash across her stomach. Hildy's told me all about your hijinks together. Pleased to meet you. My dear boy's always had a bit of a rebellious streak. What can I say? I can come on a bit too strong at times. I can come on a bit too strong at times. You see like 3 little chocobos dancing around their heads as they're all knocked out. But can you blame me? This time I thought I'd sit back and leave things to my sorry arse husband here, and look what that got me. You'll help me out, won't you? Sorry, won't you? I still look shocked and scared, but I nod at her 3 times quickly in succession. And Kido is perched on like a stair railing and gives a buck. Quest accepted. 12 minutes in. Alright then. We still have Godbert, Hildebrand, and Cecy passed out, but no longer in the butt-up position. I will talk to Julian to continue the quest and get another cutscene, of course, obviously. She's got black boots that go to mid-thigh. It's kind of more of a tunic, and a deepish V with that white undershirt across the breast, red on the outside, and then black below the breast, down the middle center. She's got that purple sash across the stomach, but she's also got a golden sash that's kind of like on the up and down sides of that purple sash, and it also hangs down in front of her a little bit on her left side, a couple strands or whatever. Reunited with my dear boy for the first time in ages. Just look at him. He's green. Fortunately, there's still time to reverse the zombie curse, and I know just the remedy. A phial of holy water. The ingredients are simple. A tatter of oversold rags and a phial of twice distilled water. Sintgot at the market stocks the former, and the latter you can procure from a trader by the name of Jest. Now hurry. Once the poison spreads throughout his veins, no antidote will save him. In the meantime, I will search for the bumbler's bumbling assistant. With any luck, Miss Nashu is still alive, says Briardi. He walks out of the scene. Enkidu and Gilgamesh walk up.
Ouch! That smarts. Ye gads, Hildy. You're looking none too hearty yourself.
No thanks to you, you bumbling oaf. Now, are you going to accompany Mercy here and make yourself useful? Or do I have to reintroduce you to that wall?
But of course, milady, Gilgamesh is ever at your service. Sintgot sundries, was it? Come now, Mercy, there is work to be done.
He took like a half step back at the threat. Enkidu balks and flaps his wings at when Julian like looks down at him, chicken. I don't know where I'm going. We're going to Sapphire Avenue Exchange. The fastest way, I believe, is to go to this. It's not what's it called? Chamber of Rule. For some reason, I want to say it was Carbuncle something, but it's definitely not. It started with a C though. So. I knew Sintgot sounded familiar. We've talked to him previously on this questline. Cutscene, talking to him.
Oversoul rags, you say? I fear that I've only a single tatter left in stock, and it's already been spoken for. But, my good man, you must reconsider. My dear friend's life, and quite possibly mine own as well, hangs in the balance, says Greg. I sympathize with your plight, friend, but a man has to make a living. I've been promised a copious supply of rare chimera membrane for these rags. Unless you can offer me the same, no deal. Gah! And you expect us to be able to summon such a rarity out of nowhere at a moment's notice? Says Greg.
Voice I don't know yet says, well, look what we have here. If it isn't the Warrior of Light from the Colosseum. Funny who you meet at the markets. Is it Avila? I'm guessing? Maybe? It is, and her sister. Sorry, the clapping, there's gnats. They're annoying as hell. Avila and her sister have come. I explained to her the situation. As it happens, I just returned from my training, and the slaying of 10 chimeras just happened to be my task for the day. If it's chimera membrane you seek, you're more than welcome to a share. I got this. I'm gonna get him. Nope, I can't see him anymore.
Milady, you are far too kind,
says Greg, whatever. Gilgamesh, but... Don't mention it. If it hadn't been for Inspector Hildebrand and Mercy here, I'd still be tag-teaming with that slimy beast and cheating my way to fame and fortune. And I'm a woman who pays her debts. She's still wearing her skimpy armor.
Thou'll take me if it wasn't Avila the Tempest. Ever since she confessed to her trickery and started climbing back up from the bottom of the ranks, I've been proud to call myself one of her biggest fans. Why, I've half a mind to give you the rags you seek simply for the privilege of meeting her, says Sintcott. Hands over something to me, which I take. A kind sentiment, my good man, but we are more than happy to uphold our side of the bargain, aren't we, Mercy? And with this, our task here is done. Now, let us find this traitor named Jest.
Greg, E. Sam Tom. Greg walks out of the scene, and then we go back to the Chamber of Rule. Ethernet spot. It is surprisingly, as a blue mage, surprisingly annoying. I guess maybe not too surprisingly, but trying to find, once you get etheric mimicry, trying to find somebody who is the job type. Like, if I generally go with healer because it just makes everything way more survivable. Gobskin is insanely good with it. Palm Cure is insanely good with it. Even not Blood Drain, even Exuviation, great. But yeah, anyway, it took me a while to find a healer before I started this quest, but we find Guest, whatever, in the hallway that leads toward, eventually, the Alchemist Guild. Cutscene talking to him. Human, male. The blundering Mandeville boy is on his last legs, and you need something of a mind to... something of mine to save him, you say? Makes way more sense than what... Perhaps you can give me a good reason why I should care. Those bloody Mandervilles are richer than the traders themselves, yet they have the audacity to haggle me down to the last gil for every purchase. If the family line ended today, I'd be a happier and wealthy man. And now I believe the ballroom calls. Good day to you, and do pass along my condolences to the grieving parents.
Have you not a shred of honor or compassion in that spindly body? Business rival or no, the man is on death's doorstep.
He just kind of shrugs. This gnat is annoying the fuck out of me. A voice I don't know yet says, after the events of that day, my father will not so easily forgive and forget, but it matters not to me, for my love for you is as deep as the seven seas. I beg of you, milady, may I have this dance? Is that the... Oh. It's the blonde dude who was set to marry the blue-haired gal, and she gives us a wave when she notices, like a double-handed wave. Arabella. Mercy, what a lovely surprise. Are you here for the ball, perchance? I guess I'm probably about to be, but we'll see. Heavens, the poor inspector. Well, if it isn't the Lapis Maiden in the flesh, what say you bid farewell to preening fops and scruffy adventurers, and share a dance with a cultured gentleman befitting your great beauty, says Jest. Why, it would be a pleasure and an honor both, my lord. He gives like a yeah, like fist pump. Provided you first provide my good friend Mercy with the bottle of twice distilled water that she seeks. Nice. He takes a half step back. Looks to her, me, looks back to her, thinks on it. You know this woman? Sorry, you know this woman? Bah, if that is the price you would set, then so be it. Take it. It's barely worth its weight in gil, anyway. Now, shall we, Miss Arabella? He hands something to me. I take it. Arabella gives me a little curtsy. Hand to chest. I give her a nod. And she walks away with the merchant. I can't remember. It starts with a G. Jest, following her. I knew Hildy to be a worthy rival, but to think he was this beloved by so many. Clearly, this realm would deeply mourn his loss. Quickly, Mercy, let's deliver these goods while there is still time to save him. I give him a nod, turning to him. He walks past me and away out of the scene. Scene goes black. Is it faster? Well, it'd be faster if I could press my map button correctly in time. But yeah, we run around the ring and then over to Julian to complete the quest. I trust that two of you wouldn't dare to come back empty-handed. Hand over the oversoul, rags, and twice distilled water. Cutscene. Bloody brilliant! I take you over my muscle-headed half-wit of a husband any day. Godbert is standing, by the way, now. He's back up. Again, he looks way older than her. Like, he could be 50s and she could be 20s, easily. And Hildebrand, I would say he was like mid-20s, so this doesn't make sense to me at all, but... Now, stand back and let me show you some real Manderville home cooking. She takes a knee next to her son. Thal, you bloody bugger, guide my skillet. Black screen, by the way. We hear the sound of crafting. If you've never heard that before, well, you might have heard in some of my videos, you might have watched other videos with crafting, but I believe that's the sound of crafting in any craft. But I don't, now that I think about it, maybe not, because there's like, I don't know, whatever. And we're back to the scene. Aye, that should stop its spread. Now it's up to Hildy to flush what's left out of his system. Don't worry, he's my son, after all. I reckon he's still got some fight left in him. He's on his back, kind of one knee, his left knee up in the air a little bit, like with his foot on the ground. Briardian and Nashu come walking up. Look who I found. She was slumbering, obviously, in a rubbish-strewn corner of Pearl Lane. Boy, did that nap feel good, says Nashu. Yes, I'm sure it did. Mercy, word has it that Ellie has been sighted at the Silden ruins. We must go there with all haste. She's about to zombify all of Ul'dah, so yeah, maybe. You've done well by my dear boy today. Don't worry, I'll handle things from here. There's a nice warm bed for him, and I think I know a few specialists who might know a thing or two about his condition. What in the seven hells are you standing around for? The future of Ul'dah is at stake, says Julian. Briardian gives her a nod, then me. Him and Nashu go running with Godbert. Mercy, my strength is yours as well, for Ul'dah and for our friend Hildy. You remind me of my husband, what with you having more muscles than sense. If you're so keen on making yourself useful, why don't you run to the markets and bring me some fire crystals? Says Julian to Gilgy. Keeping my dear boy warm is key to fighting off the zombification. Let's see, I believe 20 crates or so should suffice. I'm a warrior, not an, yes, my lady. Cutscene goes black. We see Gilgamesh at the market with 3 big crates, Enkidu on top of them. I say, Enkidu, the burden we must bear is simply to secure my long-awaited final confrontation with Mercy.
That said, the events of today have given me cause to reflect. Mercy and Hildy both. Oh, to be blessed with such veritable legions of friends tried and true. But alas, not I. No, only one true friend have I ever known, and she is long lost to me. He turns to Enkidu, who flaps and squawks. You are a fine bird, and have given me great comfort in my travels, but you will never be an Enkidu, my one and true companion. Oh, my friend, were you here with me, even Mercy could not stand against our combined might. Oh, Enkidu, wherever you may wander, hear my words, and return here to my side. Enkidu, do you hear me? Enkidu! Cutscene goes black. Ye gads! What was that flash from the heavens? It nearly blinded me. And... what? The crystals! Where have they gone? It was all on a black screen right there. And then a voice I don't know says, fancying meeting you here, old friend. That voice, could it be? My faithful companion, why must you always make me wait so?
Truths Untold is complete. We get actually 3 glamour dispellers. I guess I could see why those would be useful if you... yeah, I guess. But anyway. And 658 gil. I'll probably do another video. But yeah. That is the end of Truths Untold. It is the end of this video. And I will see you next time for whatever video of mine you watch next. Bye-bye.